Welcome to this afternoon stream. Really didn't think I was going to get to do this one today because work is very busy. But we'll try and do a couple of races, even if it's just between 1 and 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll see what we can do. We are just a bee at this precise moment in time. I do not want to go into there. What I am going to do is I'm just going to come out of here and just pick up the G70, which is my preferred car. The Atenza seems to be a go-to car for around here. Just do this on last used, I think. Let's just pick that up in there. Where are we? God, lots of cars I've used since doing this yesterday. Yeah, we're just going to see what we can do with the Genesis. I prefer that to all of the other races around here. Good afternoon, Welsh boy. Thank you for popping in, and everybody else that has joined me this afternoon. It is the 5th of November. It is firework night. It's going to get noisy here in the UK. But right now, we are going to get into these races. So, let me just looking my a bit strange. Yeah, just got one or two little technical issues going on at the moment. So we'll go into this one. We're going to select from the garage. We've got a race deadline in 5 minutes. So let's just get out on track for a couple of moments and just see if we can just get warmed up a little bit. Ranking board. I am going to pick up Tidgney. That is the my usual go-to Ghost. I believe that he's in the Genesis today. With regards to the friends, I am currently sitting 6th. So Bushi, Hulky, Richard Source, Wills and Greg White are all above me. I really need to be getting a 137 if at all possible for this. Not managed it yet. Only worked on it yesterday and then back into it today. This car really does bounce over these curbs. Just looking at Tidgney, he seems to get a better ride across them. I keep saying I'm going to buy myself a new car and I never do. That is something that I need to look at doing. Try this again. Just get through this one, I think. Don't worry about Tidgney's line, I'll take my own. Slightly slower. It was suggested yesterday that maybe I've changed the wheels on this car and that could be an issue on the livery. Might be something to look at. Again, I'm looking at Tidgney, not my line. Yeah, Trig, I had noticed that. I do struggle to follow their line sometimes, these top guys. Good morning, Charlie. think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go for a warm-up. And then we'll get into the first one. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to be down in the B-ranked lobbies again. So, I've gone across over the line on that one. Just jumping over so many lines at the moment. On the 100. What? How on earth was that a penalty? I must have gone over the line. I'm trying to use what Dan said yesterday about using the rev counter, but I'm also trying to get good lap times. So I need to use that vertical line on the rev counter just to keep myself on the right side of the line. But in these time trials, obviously pushing it a little bit more. But that's never a penalty. Not in a million years. See how far back we are now. On the 100, hard on the brakes, down in a second, get it rotated. Right, here we go. Now's where the fun starts. Let's see how this goes. Well, I am checking my email from time to time because I've got quite a bit going on at work at the moment. Okay, done. And okay, just keep an eye on things as we're going. I am on lunch break. So where are we? We're in the B class. I'm still not happy with my SR, which is a BD. Well, DR's a B and the SR's a B. And we're purely Bs. We're starting 5th. We need to finish 6th or higher. So I think what I need to do in this one is keep it clean, stay out of the way of the penalties, and see how we go. Interestingly, just about everybody's in the G70 in here except for Chris and Trashy. Chris is in the Mazda and Trashy's in the Atenza. Otherwise, it does look like everybody's now going for the G70 in the race. Very, very interesting. It's almost becoming a one car, one mate race, this one. We shall see. Right. Here we go. I am going to be quiet. I won't be looking at the chat. Move that out the way slightly. Race number 1 of the afternoon. You know what I'm like with race number 1. Let's see if we can break that trend. Let's see if we can break that trend right now. Right, okay, so radar is on. It's fine, hunky-dory. Nothing to worry about with the traction control. Go to show we do need to get a little bit quicker on our lap time. Now falling back a little bit. Can't beat while I'm racing. And I've pushed the chat properly away at the moment. We really do not get the penalties around this track. Oh. Guys up front just a little bit too quick for me. It could yet be bumps, scrapes, penalties and all sorts going on. Long way to go, yeah. Always a big death up front. He got massively punted there. Thanks, Trashy. Just run me off the road, why don't you? Hello Dan and Dodge. I'm using your rev counter thingy, Dan, today. Just trying to stay out of the track limits. That's maybe a little bit slower in the race, but hopefully if we're not getting the penalties, we'll make up for it. Oh. That Trashy guy just loves to just chuck it up the inside. I'm letting the Trashy bit get into my head here. Just need to settle down now. Ooh. They're on the closing stages of this one. I might have been off on that one. Yeah. I'm not the only one who's had enough of him. Oh my gosh. You gotta love the daily races, I tell you. Oh, well, that was hard. That was a hard race. Oh, just a shame that that other guy didn't manage to take complete and utter revenge on him. Such a shame. But, oh my word. What What a race. Oh my gosh. Typical daily race, Dan. Typical daily race. Always the same. Always the same. Some things never ever change. Oh, that wasn't what I want to do. All right, go in here first. I have got to get my SR up to get into the cleaner lobbies. I'm in dirty lobbies right now. And just got to continue to push. Yeah, maybe. Trouble is, that's not how I race. That's my problem. So, you know, I've rubbed him a few times into corners to say, look, come on, can we race properly? But without actually taking him out. It was just close to the edge. But I mean, the other guy, the guy in the yellow car, was just like, I'm taking you out regardless. And unfortunately, he managed to take himself out in the process. But there we go. It's just the way that it is. And I got too many penalties in that one. I can't remember what he was called now. Guy in front. What he was. Might have to have a look. Just in case he's in the next one. It's got me confused now. I can't remember what it was. I spent all that time chasing him and didn't really take a note of the name. Never mind. Well, I did, obviously, because I did the comment at the end, but it was only because I saw him there. But this is another race, another challenge. Something I may want to try. Yeah, not looking at the chat while I'm trying to do the fast lap. He dropped the first. Okay, occasionally I have dropped down to the lower gears in those two tight corners just to get a bit of extra rotation. In particular where I felt that I'm going wide. So maybe that is something to try. I haven't analysed any of the laps. I'm literally just racing. Normally I spend a good hour or two doing some homework, but I haven't really done that this week. I've literally just jumped into this just to see what we can do. I knew I was going to lose my A, not a problem with that, and just want to get back into the daily races and managing the silliness of the daily races, if I'm honest. Oh, is that over? Didn't put my line over the yellow. Ah, it is. Oh. First as he turns in turn 2. Yeah, Dan, I'm remembering that, the rev counter. I was using that in the race. Probably sometimes I'm then focusing on the rev counter a bit too much. I've got to work on that a little bit more. Right there, use the rev counter on that one to make sure I was in. Make a big difference. It's a good tip. A very good tip. Particular when you're in the race. a bit too deep into there. Gather it up, Mitchell. Gather it up. Yeah. Problem is, what I'm doing is, and I know it's wrong, I'm focusing on that rev counter all the way through the corner, not just on the exits. You're dead right, just to do it on the exits. Like I did it there beautifully. Thought that dead right. That's off. When I go through there in third, I tend to go off. So this is the one where he's using first. So come down in there, 100-meter board, bang. I've slowed the car a lot more. Okay, and I tend to do the same, which is why I can't race in the vehicles. You haven't got that engine note. I do tend to do that a lot. Brake a little bit earlier for some of these corners now. Just try and get slow in, fast out a little bit more. I'm pushing my brake limits a bit too much now. I need to bring them back just ever so slightly. Brake a little bit earlier. Good, that guy is not in here. I can see, which is good. I've got mine the other way. It says turn up your engine and tyres and turn down all others. I've got mine turned up so I can hear the other cars around me. So I've probably got mine. I'll have to check on that. Remind me after this race and we'll go and have a look. If I can remember where those settings are. You might have to tell me where they are. Yeah, I've run this configuration a lot. I don't know why, because I'm deaf in one ear. So I can't tell where the noise is coming from, but that's probably a very good idea. Right, let's see what we can do in this one. I didn't actually look to see what happened with my DR and SR on that one. Didn't think I wanted to know. DR will have dropped. And the SR probably because of all the banging and bumping that's going on. Oh. Oh my gosh, what's going on in these daily races today? What is going on? Is it Wednesday and everybody's forgotten how to race day? Oh my word. I think I need to spend some time in the daily race A's and get my SR up pretty quick smart. Because these ones are scary, these races. Oh, got really dirty tyres. They do not want to turn at all right now. Any those to clean up? Yeah, he was good. Gutty. Really leaving room on the inside there. Likewise, I've got to do the same here. Whoa. This car's all over the place at the moment. Really slippery. earlier through there. Right old battle going on up ahead. Oh no, back of him. Got a little loss of aero on the front for the moment. Feeling that right now. It's gone. Hello, Brownell. And speed bump. Can't look at the chat right now. Need to concentrate. Just sliding all over the place. Too deep. Oh, lots of hard defending at the end there. Oh, that was hard work. A lot of really hard work there. Ayrton was quicker than me. Nerves were kicking in at the end there, big time. They really were kicking in. Massively. Okay, we're still all right for the moment. Whew. Okay, more curb on entry to turn 3. Which one's 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not getting across for that. Not getting across for that very well at the moment. Do need to work on that a little bit more. Where are we? I won't put this up for you guys to see, but so we're minus 167 for the day, and we're at 28,938. So we need 1100 to get back into the A. So theoretically, one decent race could do it, but at the moment, I need to work on. Back hurts. We need to get need to get a better qualifying time. I really, really, really need a better qualifying time right now. Thanks, Arcane. Appreciate that. Thank you. So, during the race, I'm using Dan's rev counter idea. Now, I need to drop that and just get far out on these tracks as I can. Without crossing them. I've only got 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes to do this. You can already see Tishney's pulling away, pulling away, pulling away. I think I took a bit too much of that corner there. Got a nice run off that corner. Just braking a tad earlier, making a big difference. Don't go off. No. Oh, sound levels. Volume sound. Racing. So player engine noise. So if I take that up 1, transmission up 1. What do we reckon? Those? Is that better? Shall I give that a whirl? Be interesting to know what you're running. Sounds the same to me at the moment. Oh, but I was in Tishney's wheel tracks there. He really is going over that line and getting away with it. How? Hello, H. I can't read that name. I've got my laptop too far away. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate you dropping in and saying hello. Come on. Thank you for the podium, my friend. I raced the Genesis quite a lot, and ooh, what we got? Well, I'm going to have to read up on that in a moment. I've only got a few seconds. Let me just jump out of that because we're there. I have mine set to -5 and the tyre squeals at +5. I have no problem hearing my own engine and revs. And good morning, been lurking a bit. Congrats on the podium. Thank you very much. And Arcane all the way down for the other player sounds. It will sound same because there's no one about with you. Turn all yours up and okay. HD Rider. Thank you. Rider. I'll probably call you Rider, my friend. It's easier. I've got my chat is pushed a little bit further away, so when I look, if I can read it quickly, I'll read it quickly. But if not, it encourages me just to pull back and not get too engrossed in the chat and, you know, trying to read what it is and then trying to reply. So that's the reason why sometimes I'll just go, oh, I can't read that, because it's as I look at it now, it's all just a little bit blurry. It just encourages me not to look at it, because those of you that follow me will know I was constantly looking at the chat all of the time. But thank you for subscribing, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. Really, really appreciate it. And everybody that has liked and subscribed, really appreciate it very, very, very much. Right, let's see what we can do. We're starting 6th. Let's see if we can finish 6th or higher in this one. I think I've got another few races. We know that Guti is very, very respectful, giving loads of room as we were going side by side through some of those corners. But the other guys around me, I'm not quite so sure on. So again, I'll probably go quiet during the race and we'll see how things go. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you, Dan. We've gone off again. Dirty air. We're going to open that with a penalty. Well, we didn't. I don't understand that, because I was a country mile off the track that time. That wasn't track limits. I do not know what is. Gone too deep. Got to stop looking at the chat. I keep looking at the chat at the moment. I'm going to close the lid. I can see it out the corner of my eye. Sorry guys, cat's gone. Up with the chat at the end. See that coming a million miles away. Those two. Got a feeling it's this guy up the inside of me that's causing the grief. It's 2 incidents he's been in. Too deep. Just getting a bit worried about that car behind, the braking a bit too late. In some respects, I prefer him to come through and we follow. Oh, don't bump me into a corner. It's a time to bump and a time not to bump. That's not one, right into a corner. Thank you so much. Right, if you're going to bump draft, do not bump just before the braking zone in a corner. Good chance the guy that you've just bumped is going to go too deep, as I just did. Sliding through there again. Oh. Amazing when you give people loads of room, they still manage to push you. Gave me room through there though. Oh, it's over the line. We really have just got to run away. Oh, 2 penalties in 2 corners. Came out of that in the wrong gear. Ah! Settled for 4th, but it should have been a 3rd. Oh. Just haven't got the killer instinct. Oh. Okay, trigger. I'm going to try and do one more. Oh, my SR's gone up. That's good news. Am I, oh, we increased by 349 in that one. I don't know where to find, where do I find the screenshots? No idea where to find them. Dodge, when does the VR races start? Oh, I tend to use VR when I'm offline. Trigger, I'm not quite sure where to find those right now. In messages. Don't see it. Don't see them, my friend. Don't see them. Don't see them. Anyway, let's get back into this and see what we can do, because time is running out. I have to do this very, 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 very quickly. But again, how do I, if they're in showcase, how do I get to them? I won't know. I mean, they're not in my items, are they? No. So I'm a bit confused. I'm very confused. How I find them? I'm going to come out of there because I'm going to start panicking otherwise. Let me just get back into this and keep my mind on what I'm doing. Nothing there. No content to display. Nothing. Nothing. I've got to get out of here. I've got to go. I can't spend any more time on it. Oh, I can't spend any more time on it. Don't know where it is. The best thing to do is to send them to me on PSN. If you can send them to me as a message in PSN, that will work better. Actually, I'm not going to bother with that. Oh, Greg, I'd love to, but he's too quick for me. He's hulky. What I've probably got to do is to do some time trialing off screen when I'm not streaming, and I'm concentrating much more on what I'm doing. Because you guys know that my performance levels drop when I'm streaming by a good second very often. Oh, Hulky, it took him 6 hours to do that. I haven't got that long. But Hulky, I'm with you. I normally have to do about 200 laps to go gold on the time trials. Yes, you heard that right. 200 laps to get gold is my average. And I've also found that doing the time trials between races like I'm doing here doesn't really work for me. I need to just dedicate some time just to doing the time trial lap after lap after lap, following a ghost time and time and time and time again. But also to analyse that ghost, which I've not done. Obviously some of you guys have helped me out with some of the gears and stuff like that. Do I recommend VR for GT7? Definitely, it's brilliant, I love it. I absolutely adore VR, and I spend a fair bit of time in VR for you know, offline running, but I don't tend to do VR when I'm streaming because I like to interact with the chat, and it's very difficult to interact with the chat when you are doing VR. Yes, you can do a chat to speech where it will replay verbally, but as I said, I am deaf in one ear and I struggle to hear things, especially when I'm concentrating, and I find it very off-putting with everything coming through one ear. And so I don't do chat rooms normally when I'm racing, and I don't really want to have an artificial voice coming over saying Arcane says hello and so says you're rubbish and somebody else says you're doing it all wrong. So you know, that's the main reason. That is the main reason why I do that. Oh, we've got Masters back in. Let's just come out. I was going to say, please don't bum draft me into a corner, but let's just get our mind on what we're doing. Let's get our mind on what we are doing. Right, so we're starting 6th, and we need to be 6th or higher. As I said earlier on, we are sitting at 29,184 DR. I've improved 349 today. I need to find another 900 DR to get myself back to an A. That is a big ask. That is going to be a win here. Unlikely to happen, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. This is the last race. We've had some really good races this afternoon. Can we finish up with another really good race? I've got Master in front of me. See what we can do. If he's weaving around, or anybody's weaving around, I'm not going to bother. I do think that moving around on the main straight, you're just using up more road and slowing yourself down. So I'm just going to get the slipstream and just nail it and go for it. Anyway, I'm shutting the chat away. Can't see that anymore. Let's go. As Rory Alexander would say, let's go. Can't go over this one. Oh, way too deep. Oh! Let's not do all the weaving, it's not worth it. Oh. I think Master had had enough of him. Oh no. Oh, I got bumped again. No, I'm on the gravel. Remember to breathe. Too late for some of these corners. Oh! That was a big old whack. Off. Going a bit backwards on this one. This is called one too many. That was a hard race. Oh, my word, that was hard. Very, very, very hard racing this afternoon. We've clearly got to improve on the qualifying time. Need to put a little bit of time in on that, but then again, time is getting away from me this week. Unfortunately, I need to call it a day there. That one was a bit bumpy, a couple of the others were a bit bumpy, but there we go. That is just the way that the way the cookie crumbles, as it were. If I just do a refresh on the stats, we'll have a look and see how we're doing. Well, I would if I could find it. We have finished up better than I'd thought, actually. 28,767 DR we're on at the moment. We're still a B now, pretty much a solid B. Minus 68 DR for the session. So yeah, not great for those of you that are interested in such things. There is my, well, I would, except my Stream Deck is not working, so we won't bother with that. But what we will do is we'll just have a little look at this. Trigger has sent some images, and the problem is I'm not quite going to know what we're looking at here, and I can only seem to be able to see the one. I'm a bit confused now. Where are they? I think we've just got the one image. Oh no, here we go. So what have we got here? 4 random top times at turn 1. Sammy, Snake, Flash, Kizzy and Hannah. Penalties all day long. Okay, now I know what you mean. So that one should be a penalty and it isn't, is what you're saying. But he's got his... Thing is, and this is what I don't get, he's got his wheel on the yellow sausage. So you watch this, look. That one has got his wheel on the yellow sausage. I bet the next one, look, he's got his wheel on the yellow sausage. And again, I think the key thing here is, and I haven't worked this out, so don't bank on it. If you get your wheel on the red and white curb or the green, or on the green or the red the other side of the yellow sausage, you'll get a penalty. If you're clever enough and good enough to run one tyre down that yellow curb, that yellow sausage bit, you will be fine. Me, I am just not good enough. Just not good enough. And then see, you've got a penalty because you haven't put you haven't got your wheel on that yellow line. It's like, put it down the yellow line, and the yellow line doesn't exist. I think what it is, the coding, because that yellow line lifts the car slightly, I don't think it realizes that you've gone off the track. I think it is a coding issue in the game. I've had this before. But you could see that you are clearly within what they were doing, but you're not riding the yellow sausage. I've seen this time and time again. Look, we'll just go back for those of you that are watching. On the yellow line, on the yellow line, on the yellow line, and again on the yellow line. And as Trigger says here, wherever it is, 4 random top times at turn 1. He thinks they should all be penalties, but they've all got away with it. And I think that this is a glitch in the game. I really, really do. And just to show again, that was Trigger on the green bit, got a penalty. Maybe I'll turn this into a video just for the masses. How good are we all now going to be at getting our cars running down that yellow line? That is the key. Can you run your car down the yellow line at the Red Bull Ring, turn 2? Let me know in the comments. Catch you later. Bye.